You didn't do anything dramatic. No fight, no blow up, no big goodbye. But people who used to text first, stopped texting first. People who used to invite you, started forgetting to. Nobody sits you down and explains why. They just quietly pull back. And most of the time, it's not one big mistake, it's 5 small ones. There's a good chance you're doing at least one of them right now. None of what's coming is about your looks, your job, or how much money you make. It's about how you make people feel when they're around you. Fix these and people won't just tolerate you, they'll actually want you there. Let's start with something that sounds harmless. You walk into work, class, the gym, or a party, and you immediately start trying to make everyone like you. You agree with everything. You laugh a little too hard. You tell people what you think they want to hear. You offer to help with everything. You respond to every text right away. You make sure nobody could possibly be upset with you. It sounds friendly, but here's the problem. People can feel when you're performing for approval. And that brings us to number 1. You try too hard to be liked. There's a difference between being friendly and needing everyone to approve of you. Imagine you're hanging out with a group of coworkers after work. Someone suggests a restaurant. You don't want to go there. But instead of saying, honestly, I'd rather get tacos, you immediately go, yeah, that's fine. Then someone suggests Saturday. You already have plans. Yeah, I'll probably be there. Then somebody makes a joke you don't like. You laugh anyway. You think you're being easygoing. What other people may see is someone who doesn't seem to have a real opinion. And that's the part most people miss. Being agreeable doesn't automatically make you more likable. People usually connect more easily with someone who feels genuine. You don't need to become difficult or argumentative. Just stop editing your entire personality in real time. Say what you actually think. Have preferences. Say no when you mean no. You can disagree without being disrespectful. Confidence isn't making everybody happy. It's being comfortable enough to be yourself while other people have their own opinions. And once you stop chasing approval, your interactions usually feel a lot more natural. But there's another habit that's even more subtle. Number 2, you make everything about you. Probably not on purpose, but think about the last time someone told you about a rough day at work. Did you ask a follow-up question? Or did you jump in with, oh my God, same. Let me tell you what happened to me. A friend tells you, I've been having a rough week. And before they even finish, you jump in. Yeah, I had the same thing happen to me. Then you tell your whole story. You are trying to be selfish. You're trying to relate. But there's a difference between connecting with someone and constantly redirecting the conversation back to yourself. Every time you redirect a conversation back to yourself, you're telling the other person their experience wasn't the main event, that you were just waiting for your turn. Think about how this feels from the other person's perspective. They don't leave thinking, wow, what an amazing conversationalist. They leave thinking, I don't think that person actually listened to me. People want to feel heard. The fix isn't to stop talking about yourself forever. It's to ask one more question before you jump in. Let their story breathe before you attach yours to it. So the next time someone tells you something, resist the urge to immediately tell your own story. Ask another question. Follow up. Stay with their experience for a minute. You don't need to prove that you've been through something similar. Sometimes the most socially intelligent thing you can say is simply, wait, what happened next? That small change can completely shift how people experience you. People don't remember what you said about yourself. They remember whether you made them feel heard. And number 3 gets even more personal. Number 3, you have no boundaries. You say yes when you want to say no. You cancel your plans to help someone. You answer work messages at midnight. You let friends constantly dump their problems on you. Then later, you get frustrated. But instead of addressing it, you quietly become resentful. This is where people-pleasing gets weird. You think you're being generous, but sometimes you're actually teaching people that your time, energy, and attention don't have limits. And people usually take cues from what you consistently allow. Picture a friend who calls you every time they need something. Need a ride? You're there. Need help moving? You're there. Need somebody to listen to the same relationship problem for the 9th time? You're there. But the moment you need something, they're suddenly busy. At some point, the problem isn't just what they're doing, it's that you've never clearly communicated what you're willing to do. You don't need to become cold, you need boundaries. I can't tonight. I've got plans. I can help for an hour, but I can't stay all afternoon. That's enough. A healthy boundary isn't punishment, it's information. And when people know where you stand, relationships often become healthier because there's less confusion and less resentment. Now let's get into one that can kill respect very quickly. Number 4. You talk about people behind their backs. You probably think this is obvious, but a lot of people still do it constantly. You're at lunch with coworkers. Someone gets up to leave. The second they're gone, the conversation changes. Did you see what he was wearing? Did she seriously say that? I can't stand that guy. And everybody laughs. For a moment, you might feel closer to the group because gossip can create a temporary sense of connection. But here's the catch. Everyone listening also knows you're capable of doing the exact same thing to them. That's the trust problem. When someone constantly tears other people down, you start wondering what they're saying when you're not in the room. So even if they're funny, Even if they're charismatic, even if they're entertaining, people become a little more guarded around them. Here's the fix. You don't have to become some perfectly positive person who never complains, but pay attention to the pattern. Are you constantly bonding with people by attacking somebody who isn't there? Start changing the subject. Say what you actually respect about someone. And when you have a real problem with a person, address it directly when appropriate. Don't build relationships by making enemies together, because eventually, people realize they could be next. Number 5, you're emotionally unpredictable. One day you're confident. The next day, you're irritated by everything. Someone takes too long to text back, and your whole mood changes. A coworker gives you a little criticism, and you spend the rest of the day replaying it. A friend makes a joke at your expense, and you immediately get defensive. Or maybe you're the opposite. You never say anything when something bothers you. You bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it up. Then one tiny thing happens, and suddenly you're blowing up over something that wasn't even that serious. People don't need you to be emotionless. They need to know where they stand with you. That's a huge difference. Emotional control doesn't mean pretending you're never angry, insecure, disappointed, or hurt. It means you can feel those things without letting them control every interaction. Before you react, create a little space. Take the walk. Put the phone down. Wait before sending that angry text. Ask yourself, am I responding to what's actually happening, or am I reacting to what I think it means? That question alone can save you a lot of unnecessary drama, because when you're calm and consistent, people feel safer around you. They don't have to guess which version of you is showing up today, and that creates something much more valuable than being popular. It creates trust. None of these 5 things make you a bad person. They make you human, because at some point, almost everyone does at least one of them without realizing it. But here's the actual lesson underneath all of it. People don't stay close to you because you're impressive. They stay close to you because being around you feels good, feels safe, and feels mutual. You don't become likable by trying harder to be liked. You become likable by actually paying attention to the people in front of you. And once you start doing that, you stop wondering why people pull away.